Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the iBug Buzz for Monday, June 29th, 2026. We are almost into July already. This is episode number 741. My name is Stephen Kerr, and I'm your host for this evening. And in case you're new to this call, this is an open forum every Monday night where we take your questions on all things iOS, and that includes the iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, the Apple Watch, HomePod, as well as accessories connected or related to those devices, such as Braille displays. We covered Bluetooth keyboards, questions about headphones, and other similar devices. And we also cover iOS apps and anything related to VoiceOver. So if you're joining us for the first time, those are the topics that we will take your questions for. Glad to have you, whether you're live with us right now on Zoom or you're listening to our on-demand podcast or recording on our YouTube channel. And just remember, if you're on the call live, this call is being recorded. We do want to let you know that so that you're aware. You can also find our podcasts on any of the platforms you use to play podcasts. Just search for the iBug Buzz and subscribe. It's that simple. All information about iBug can always be found on our website, ibugtoday.org. That's ibugtoday.org. You can also find us on Facebook, X, otherwise known as Twitter. We do have a YouTube channel, iBug Today, that you can subscribe to. We encourage you to do that. You know, there's always something happening at iBug. We host about 27 events every month, and they range from training events to social activities. And you can find out about all the events on our website, ibugtoday.org. But let me just hit the ones that are coming up for the next few days. And all these events are on the same Zoom link that you're using for this call, unless otherwise noted. And all the times that are announced are Central Time, unless otherwise noted. Following tonight's call, be sure and stick around for our AfterBuzz, which will start at 9 p.m. And this is a more relaxed atmosphere. This is where we get to kind of know each other a little better and discuss informal things, topics that are outside the realm of technology or regular iBug topics that we do on this and other iBug calls. This Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m., it's another edition of Trekkie Talk. This is where we pre-watch. You pre-watch an episode or two and then discuss on the call a Star Trek episode. And this week, it's Voyager. We're in Season 4, Episodes 4 and 5. So be sure and pre-watch those. You can find them on different sources and then come to the call and be prepared to discuss those two episodes. Friday, of course, is our iBug night at the virtual movies. It begins at 7 p.m. with a pre-movie social time. That's where we have a chance to play Name That Tune, tell some jokes. In many cases, bad jokes, but jokes nonetheless. The movie itself starts at 8 p.m. It will be audio described. It is the audio version only. There is no video, so you will be listening for the movie. And be sure and stick around afterwards for some discussion and some trivia. What movie is coming up this Friday, you ask? Well, you're going to have to wait a little bit to find out on our halftime show, which is tonight at 8 p.m., right in the middle of this call. So be sure and stay with us because the iBug guy comes on at that time to give us the big reveal. And we'll find out what we'll be listening to this Friday. Now, normally we would have iBug Unplugged this Saturday, but we will not have one due to the 4th of July holiday. So I just want to make sure to make you aware of that. If you were thinking of iBug Unplugged this Saturday, we will not have it this month. All right, so with all that out of the way, let's take a moment to introduce ourselves, find out who's all with us tonight. Julie, you can start unmuting everyone. And as we used to say in radio, simply tell us who you are and where you're calling from. And remember, you'll need to unmute yourself and be sure to let us know if you are a first-time caller. We'd certainly love to know that. And I will start it off. I am Stephen Kerr from Round Rock, Texas. Okay, who's next?
Ohio.
Well, welcome, Pat.
Thank you.
Mary Alice from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Mary Alice.
Teddy from Massachusetts.
Eddie, welcome.
Thank you.
Susan from Houston.
All right, Susan, welcome.
Pete from Florida.
Hey, Pete.
Vincent in New Jersey.
That's it.
This is Sean from Flushing.
Hey, John.
Robert from Chandler, Arizona.
All right, welcome, Robert.
Hi, this is Betty from Boulder, Colorado.
Betty, welcome to you.
Cindy from Alaska.
Cindy, glad to have you.
Jody from New Hampshire.
Jody, welcome.
Hi, Stephen.
Jake from Michigan.
Hey, Jake, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Randy,
North Carolina.
Welcome.
This is Dale from Cleveland.
All right, Dale.
Paul from Columbus.
Well,
Gary in Austin.
hey, Gary.
Ned, Texas.
Ned, welcome.
Deb, Kansas.
Ned, welcome.
Thank you.
Marcia, Sarasota, Florida.
Hi, Marcia.
Greg in Texas.
Hey, Greg, welcome.
Dee in Southern Illinois.
Hey, Dee.
Hey. Desi in Franklin, Tennessee.
Hi there, Desi.
Hey, Steve.
Cynthia in Texas.
Cynthia, welcome.
Brian from Ontario.
Hey, Brian, welcome.
Julie, Houston.
Hey, Julie.
Linda, Texas.
Hey, Linda.
Daddy St. Catharines, Canada.
Welcome. And
John, BC, Canada.
John, go ahead. Welcome.
Jean from Bryan, Texas.
Jean and Sonia, welcome.
Israel from Spring, Texas.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Anyone else that hasn't had a chance to speak yet? All right. Hearing none, we will, if any of you join in the next little bit, we'll have another chance for you during the halftime show. Sandhya, since I haven't been on here in a while, do we have any first-timers that you can think of? Or anyone that is a first-timer, if you have not been on this particular call before, we'd love to hear more about you, like where you heard about iBUG and what iOS devices you're currently using. Well, hearing none, before we start taking your questions, let me just briefly explain the format. This is an open forum where we invite everyone to participate. We want to give everyone as equal an opportunity to speak, whether it's ask a question or make a comment as possible. Now, to make that possible, we ask that you can ask a question, and then if you have another question or two, if you would hang on and wait till later in the call and ask it so that others may have a chance to ask a question or make a comment. And that's just to try to give everyone as equal an opportunity to participate as possible. And we do give you a little bit of time, since sometimes it's a little difficult to unmute, and maybe you're a little hesitant about whether you want to say something or not. But with all that out of the way, who would like to go first and ask the first question? Who would like to jump up and be first? Me first, me first.
This is Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
I have been having a problem with my keyboard, being able to type into emails, and I'm maybe this is the wrong meeting. I open up and start to type into an email and into the to block or field, and it will not take. It will not punch in any letter. But what it brings up is CC, BCC, blah, blah, blah. And I've been trying for like 2 or 3 weeks to figure out what is wrong with this, and nobody's got any ideas. So if anybody out there has something that they can suggest,
this is John.
Just let me know.
All right, Sean.
Oh, John from BC.
John, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead,
that's okay. So clarification question, actually. Ed, are you using a physical keyboard, or is this the on-screen keyboard? Because if it's the physical keyboard, you'll require doing keyboard commands, and it's important to know the difference between when QuickNav is on or off, because when QuickNav is off, you can type text in an edit field, and when QuickNav is on, that makes it possible for you to navigate the various elements on your screen compared to an on-screen keyboard.
All right, Ed, go ahead and answer the question.
Yeah, this is Ed.
Go ahead.
It's a Logitech Mini, and yeah, it seems to switch into the like the quick nav mode, like it switches into the like keying mode. But as soon as I try to enter it, the readout is CC BCC, which is carbon copy, blind carbon copy, and I think it somebody suggested it was part of where it gives you the option of punching in more than one person and sending out an email to multiple people. But I went and checked that option, and it seems to be shut off. So anybody got any more leads?
This is John.
Go ahead, John.
So just a follow up with the keyboard. If you have quick nav on, I think you can just use your arrow keys to go left and right. And then I think you can even do the up and down arrow keys act as the double tap. But if quick nav is off, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's VO spacebar acts as the one finger double tap. So, and for me, I like to know what my feedback is, because with quick nav, you can have a sound effect, you can have it speak it, or you can have something else like through a braille display or possibly haptics. And if you know that quick nav is off, then you know that it's safe to type, because it will kind of keep you within that container, so to speak, and you could just navigate with your arrow keys, and you can edit text with your shift key and your arrow keys, etc. It shouldn't take you out of whatever field it is, whether it's 2 or CC, unless you've done VO and arrow keys, or unless you have quick nav on and you've used the arrow keys.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
This is Pete.
Is that Ed? Is that helpful, Ed, or do you need some further?
Well, no. As soon as I type, under normal circumstances, I would type a letter, and it would say the letter, and you would type another letter. And when it picks an email, it reads out that email, and then you go over to result, and you tap result, and then you move into subject, and then body. Mm-hmm. But the moment I touch the letter to enter it into the to area, it kicks out and says CC BCC.
Okay. So did I hear someone else come in?
This is Pete.
Or Andrew.
Yeah, I thought I heard Pete. So Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, Ed, QuickNav. You just need to disable QuickNav. Tape it out of QuickNav mode, which is your left and your right arrow keys simultaneously. Be sure you hear VoiceOver say QuickNav off, and then you're in typing mode. And then you should be able to type without anything bumping or jumping out of the to field until you're finished. And then you can enable QuickNav again, and then flick to your suggestions and select whatever email address it offers that you're looking for. But be sure that you're not in QuickNav mode. In other words, hit your left and right arrows together until QuickNav is off, and then you should be able to type freely. Nothing has changed about that.
Okay.
Well, I've been doing the same thing for like 6 years on a keyboard.
Right.
And as soon as you tap the up and down arrow it'll tell you cursor at the beginning, and you tap it again, cursor at end, whatever that says, and either or, when you start typing, it should type in the letter.
This is Pete.
It's always done that.
Okay. Let's try to wind this up here as quickly as we can so we can move on to another question. Pete, did you have an additional add to that?
Yeah, Ed, when you're pressing your up and down arrow keys together, you're actually selecting that field. Then you need to go out of QuickNav mode by pushing your left and right arrow keys together, and you'll hear QuickNav off, and then you're in your text mode field, and you should be able to type freely without any jumping to the next field.
Well, okay, this is Ed.
Go ahead. One more time, Ed, and then we need to move along.
Okay, I'll try that, but I believe as soon as you hit those 2 center arrows, it goes out of QuickNav mode and into edit mode. But I'll try what you say, but like I say, I haven't been doing that for 6 years on my keyboard, so I don't think that'll matter. But thanks anyway for trying.
Yeah, no problem, Ed. That's a good question. Try it and come back to us and let us know if you're still having problems, okay? Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. All right, who has a new question or a new topic you'd like to bring forth? Who's next? What's on your mind tonight with the ever-changing iOS landscape? Pat, go ahead.
My face recognition has totally disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. It's not up to, it's usually when you type on your name, it has it in there in settings and it's not there anymore. How do I get it back?
Oh, good question. Can anybody help Pat with how she gets her Face ID back after it disappeared? Pat, could I ask, what did you recently update your iOS by chance?
The last update I did, it went away, and I'm like, why did it go away? It's been there since I've had the phone. I don't know where it went.
Is it the latest update?
Maybe 2 updates ago it disappeared.
Okay. Well, does anyone have any ideas, or had that happen to them that they found a way to get around that? Or get it back, actually?
This is Pat. I guess I'll call Apple Accessibility or something. Thank you.
You might
This is
do that,
Jody.
and I also would, I'm sorry, who was it?
Jody.
Jody, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that's not under your name. You want to go down to settings. You want to go down to Face ID and password, and you want to see there. That's where you actually set up your Face ID, and
right.
If it's, you might just remove what's there and start again. But I know a lot of times, passcodes and all that, when you do updates, they kind of reset to defaults. So you might just go into the settings, Face ID, and delete what's there and start all over again.
Okay,
and make sure
thank
you're using,
you.
Make sure you're using voiceover, because you don't want that attention feature on. You want it off.
Right.
Oh, I know that. It's been set up for years, and it's kind of annoying that it just went away.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
thank
Robert.
you.
Robert, is this pertaining to Pat's question or a different question?
Pat's question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Pat, when you say it went away, what do you mean it went away? You can't use Face ID anymore, or what do you mean it went away?
Pat, that is correct. It's not available anymore.
So you can't unlock your phone with Face ID. You can only do it with the password.
The passcode, yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with Jody. I would go into settings, security passwords, or whatever it is, and reset it up if it's not working anymore.
All right. Well, very good advice. A very good question, Pat. Sorry that happened to you. That is annoying when you're used to it. So go ahead and try that and let us know if you have any more issues. But thanks for your question. All right. Well, we're in rhythm, so let's keep it going. Who has the next question, a new topic that they'd like to bring forth?
This is Fisoye.
Fisoye, go ahead.
When I ask Siri for a question, and then it tells me that it has gone through and it has found some answers from ChatGPT, and then it says, here it is, and I touch my screen, but before I can read, it goes away. How do I extend the period, what is displayed, stay, so I can read everything?
Okay, so let me see if I can understand what you're asking. So you're on ChatGPT. Is it after you've asked it a question and you hit send and you're looking for the results and you touch the screen and it goes away? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I asked Siri.
Oh, you asked Siri. Okay.
Siri checks for different sources, and then it says, "Here is the result I found," and it may be from ChatGPT. And then I touch the screen, and then it starts speaking, and then it goes away before I
Okay.
finish.
All right. All right. Does anyone have any suggestions for? Okay, we're getting some background noise. Please mute yourself so that we don't have that interference. Thank you. Okay. So who has a response to the question? Has anyone had that issue?
This is Deb.
Deb, go ahead.
I think it's just that same old thing that when you ask Siri something, if it puts print up there on your screen, it goes away pretty quickly. Various people have, I think, made the comment that if you can double tap where that is, or double tap your screen, sometimes that'll go ahead and get it, so it will go ahead and read it. But I think that's just a thing with Siri. It just goes away,
Yeah, in other
even if
words,
it
yeah,
has Ask Chat GPT.
right. Yeah, if it's only going to stay focused on it for so long, and if it sounds like if no action is taken, then it takes it away. Is that what you've experienced, Deb?
Yes, it is, and it really does not stay there very long. That's very annoying, but
Yeah.
it just goes away pretty quickly. You have to be pretty quick double tapping, and that don't even always work.
This is Sandhya.
Sandhya, go ahead.
All right. So once you ask SIRI, ask ChatGPT for what is the weather tomorrow, and so then Siri. Oh God, I said her name. Okay, so she will answer, and then if you put your finger up at the top of the screen, VoiceOver will also read it back. And so we did a Byte segment a couple months ago, but basically if you do a three finger quadruple tap, then that will, you copy whatever was spoken up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I found a copy button. Don't ask me how. I will, that'll probably be coming up soon, but I did see a copy button, which I've never seen before. And this is just from asking SIRI, not when I'm within the ChatGPT app. So there you go.
I think I'd noticed that too, Sandhya, now that you mention it. All right, that's a great suggestion. Does anyone else agree with that? Or have any other ideas? But that's a great suggestion. Robert?
Yes, I've done the same thing if I'm asking the Iris to ask ChatGPT. I get the response from ChatGPT, and then I tap the top of the screen to get VoiceOver to start reading it. And very quickly, I do the three-finger quadruple tap to copy it, because it usually VoiceOver usually doesn't get to the end of the reading what ChatGPT said before it disappears. But the copy does get it all because it's in the buffer.
Correct.
So it's times out very quickly, and I'm going to look for a copy button because I haven't seen one, but I'll be looking for it.
All right.
This is
Excellent
John.
question. John, one more comment from you, and then we'll move along to the next question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just chimed in because I went under settings and Siri, and under Siri responses, there are two things you may just want to make sure that they're on. There's always show Siri captions, show what Siri says on screen. So that's the explanation. And then the other one is always show requests, and the explanation is show a transcription of your speech on screen. So I'm guessing those might help, because then whatever you give to Siri, it'll display it on the screen, and you can do what Sandhya said, where you can copy spoken text to clipboard and do whatever you want with it.
All right. Thanks, John. Great suggestions, everyone. Great question. Let's move along to a new topic. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Jody.
What is the sheet grabber and what does it do?
The sheet grabber. Yeah, I didn't even know there were sheets on the screen, so that's a
I was
good
going to
question,
say,
Jody.
yeah, who's grabbing my sheets? Yeah.
What is the sheet grabber? Would anybody like to grab that answer? What does the sheet grabber do? And usually when I've seen it, you go to the share button, and whether it's a website or an app of some sort, a lot of times what pops up is the sheet grabber. So can anyone want to elaborate on what that actually does? Or if it does anything?
Unsolved mystery.
Anyone? A mystery?
This is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, it's actually one of those handles. I think we talked about it last week or the week before, which is intended primarily for sighted users, but they're little handles that allow you to adjust the size of the screen. And they often pop up when you're in an option that, or like an answer, for example, to what we were just talking about, like a Siri question.
Right.
Or something along those lines. But it allows sighted viewers, sighted users to adjust the size of the focus of the screen. It's really not important or useless for voiceover users.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I have noticed too on when I'm in the share sheet and I see the sheet grabber, if some apps, if I can't see the back button, like if there doesn't appear to be a back button with voiceover, if I double tap on that sheet grabber, it will take me where I can find the close button or the back button. I've seen that a time or two, but
yeah, this is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, it actually is there when there's no back button because it's covering up the back button,
right?
The size of the sheet or the focal lens or whatever we're talking about. But it actually serves in those cases as your back button. It'll clear your screen and take you back to your previous screen.
Yeah, that makes sense because that's where you would normally find a back button or a close button. All right. Did I hear someone else?
Yeah, Liz.
Go ahead, Liz.
The one advantage of that secondary sheet grabber is on there. Hopefully, otherwise you have to go to more. It will tell you show reader. So if you have, well, if you're sighted, it helps you. A little bit sighted, it helps you. But it also helps not if you can get it to do show reader when you're trying to read a web page or something else. It won't do pop-ups on your screen. It won't try and run those little movies over the top of whatever you're trying to actually look at. But not all pages use that.
Is that in Safari, Liz, that you're talking about?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Very good. Well, I hope that answers your question. We now know what the share sheet is and does. Thank you, Jody. All right. Who has a new topic, a new question?
Space. This is Marcia Summer. Space.
Okay, Marcia, go ahead.
For many times when I was using voice memos, I could have my memo, which was music, and I could either go down or sideways, right or down, and then I could go to more, and then I would go down to share, and then I could either go down or to the right, I can't remember which, and it would come up with, if you're going to transfer this to somebody in your right near you, or you could do it email or message, and I had different emails in there. I can't get to it. I think in the updates, what they're doing is the first thing they come up with is something where if you're writing a song and you want somebody else to go in there and edit it and add theirs or whatever, and I can't get past that. I get options, view less, view more, but I've done everything I can to try to send a voice memo of music. And when I get to the to field, I put the person's email in there, and go up to send, and it says it's dimmed.
Okay. So are you trying to convert something from like a music app into voice memos, Marcia?
I have recorded piano and voice in voice memos,
Oh,
and
in voice memos. Okay.
I wanted to. I couldn't send the one to iBUG for the talent, so I had to have my husband do it. I don't know how he did it, and he's deaf, so he didn't tell me how he did it. But
All right.
I just am frustrated because evidently the updates changed it. Maybe Pete knows.
Well, let's throw it out to anybody that can answer the question.
Liz?
Does anyone have any idea?
Liz?
Go ahead, Liz.
It depends upon how you're trying to send it. It sounds like it would be a very large file, in which case, if you're trying to text or message it, it might be too big to go with that method. Sometimes you can use email, but if it's extremely big, not even email will do it. In which case, the only thing that I know of to get a large file to transfer is like AirDrop, but you have to be by the person you want to AirDrop it to. So if you can squish it to a smaller size file that they can increase again, if it doesn't distort the music, that might be an option. But otherwise, if it's a large file, it's kind of hard to get it to go somewhere.
This is Marcia. I've
Go
been
ahead, Marcia.
sending those voice memos forever, and it's only like a 3-minute song, and they've never been too big.
So, okay. Does anyone else have any other suggestions that could help Marcia figure this out? Anyone that hasn't had a chance to answer a question yet?
This is Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Marcia, I just went look at my voice memos and I have my apps updated now. I didn't have a problem if I just did a one finger flick down on a file and went to more and share. It came the traditional list of people I could text it to or email it to. So mine still looks the same.
Go ahead, Marcia.
Well, I spent 45 minutes on it twice and couldn't get out of that thing with options and view more and view less.
Yeah, this is
Pardon me
Chris.
for asking, Marcia. You may have already said this and I just missed it. Do you have the latest update of iOS?
Well, I have been using that way forever, and I think I'm updated. I might be missing only one update.
Yeah,
This
because
is
sometimes
Herbie.
updates will change. Who is speaking?
Herbie.
Herbie, go ahead, Herbie.
I don't think so. You're getting to the email part, but then when you type in the email address, you said that the send button is dimmed.
Correct.
I would make sure you're actually typing in the full email address. Like, are you typing in the email address, or is it coming from an address book?
I go to contacts, or I just start typing in GLEN with my fingers. I've even tried dictating.
So you type in G, and then you look for where it shows the email address.
And then I look down for results, and I'll tap on the results.
Right.
Okay, but then this.
That is puzzling.
That is odd, because I just tried it that particular way, and my send button is definitely not dimmed. So, do you have Dropbox or anything like that?
I have that thing.
Yeah, Dropbox.
I'm tongue-tied. I have Dropbox on my computer, but
So one option you could do is share a Dropbox folder with him, or he could share it with you if you don't know how to share a Dropbox folder with somebody, and then you just accept the invite, and then you could just, instead of sharing it via email, add it to that Dropbox folder, and that would work. So that's an alternative, but that's a little bit interesting that the send button is dimmed.
Yeah.
This is Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Marcia, you mentioned options. That is one of the things you can see when you go under more. It says options, but that's different than the share. So maybe you're seeing some stuff under options as opposed to the share button, and there is an option under share, but that's for, like you say, to do to let them edit it, or to let the person you're sending it to edit it, that kind of thing. But you don't have to tap on the options. You can just pass by that and get down to where the email stuff, and it should attach it.
This is Sandhya.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
Randy's trying to get in.
Oh, Randy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead,
fine. I
Randy.
was worried. So, Marcia, I just
Couldn't
had.
hear.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So, I just have a couple of suggestions that might be a little bit different than worth a try. Is number one, try sending that same file maybe to yourself or somebody else, or try sending another file that same size or so as well. Just trying to eliminating things to troubleshoot might be what's going on by doing those two steps.
Well, I tried to send my talent one in and it wouldn't go. So I got my husband to do it. And then I tried one to Glenn, and then I tried a different file to Glenn. And I've tried other people. But I'm so glad that the other girl saw the same screen that I did. And
Yeah, and one thing I will say about iOS, it's always changing. Just because you've been doing it for a while, as we've seen tonight so far, it doesn't always stay the same, or sometimes one little subtle change can make it hard to use the way you've been using it. But try those suggestions, Marcia, and hopefully you'll have better luck next time on that. But that's a great question.
This
is Thomas in Colorado.
Thomas, we're going to move along to a new question. Did you have a new question, or was that?
I was just going to suggest that she restart her phone, do a restart on the phone.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. That's a good suggestion. Thank you. All right. Well, we've still got quite a bit of time before we get to the halftime show, and that's coming up in a little over 20 minutes when we get to have the big reveal of our Friday night at the virtual movies. So we've got plenty of time for more questions. So who would like to go next? New question, new topic, new annoyance.
Randy?
Randy, go ahead, sir.
I want to follow up on a question that I had last week on my own issue. What happened was suddenly, all of a sudden, all the time, my flashlight would show up. I'd turn on and I didn't know what was going on. I was not like I was always on the lock screen, but I did some, looking around, and it turns out somehow, maybe in my sleep or something, I went into accessibility settings and did it and set the triple back tap to flashlight, which was crazy. I wouldn't do such a thing. But anyway, that was the issue. So if you have any weird issues, maybe sometimes it's something like that that's causing it. That's all.
All right. Great. Well, thanks, Randy, for getting back to us about that. Glad that helped. Okay. Another new question. Who's next? New topic, a new app maybe you've tried that you think might be helpful, or another new thing that maybe you've been doing for a long time and now it's changed?
Chris?
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
I'm trying to label some boxes. So I'm looking for suggestions on it, and I know there are several iOS apps that you can buy that come with stickers and things like that. And so I need to have some adhesive labels that I can put on boxes, I guess, to go with an iOS app. And I know there's a couple out there. A couple of years ago, there was a cafe, I think it was Way Around in Navi Lens. I don't think that's what I need for this. Does anybody have any suggestions for some current apps that I can use to label adhesive labels on boxes, and I can use my phone to tell me what they are?
Oh, that's a good question. Very good one. All right. Anyone have any suggestions?
Robert?
Go ahead, Robert.
Way Around is one, and there was a cafe. I don't remember when that was mentioned. Those stickers they have to be bought in packages, but they're round off to be about $1.50 or $1.25 a piece. There's also an app called Speakable, which uses either QR codes or other kinds of stickers, and they sell packages of stickers, and they have an app that you can set up much like Way Around. That's Speakable, and I believe that they sell the stickers, and they're also available on Amazon. And the app
is that an app, Robert?
Yeah,
that you're talking about?
It's called Speakable.
Okay,
yes, it's on the App Store.
Okay,
Jody.
Jody.
Yeah, you can just buy NFC stickers at Staples or
I know, but
Amazon.
let's keep it on topic though. She's wanting an app that she can use to
Yes,
help
yes,
create those
yes.
stickers.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yes, and then you get the Tag Manager, which is a free app, and the Tag Manager has three settings. Basically, it's read the tag, write the tag, or erase the tag. It's very accessible and very straightforward. And then you can just use off-the-shelf NFC tags, and it's exactly what they do. But they're
okay.
not as expensive as Way Around and the other
All right.
stickers because they're for the general population.
Okay. Yeah, just trying to keep on topic, Jody. My apologies. That's a good
No, it is.
suggestion.
It is. It's
All
the
right.
same thing. It's just
Yep. All right. Any other suggestions? Those are good ones though. Is that helpful for you, Chris?
Yes, thank you very much. I will, the NFC tags you said from like Staples or something, and then the
Yeah,
Speakable app and the Way Around app.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Thank you for the question. All right, let's move along to a new topic. Who would like to be next? Got about less than 20 minutes before we get to the midway point, so plenty of time for your questions.
This is Paul.
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, a couple of meetings or so ago, I had brought up the issue of the phone getting pretty warm, more than I ever remember they had. Not hot to the point like you're burning yourself, but warmer than you might expect it would be. Anyway, I couldn't nail it down until recently. I got a little more involved with it. It seems like the only apps that make that happen are like the record, like what is it? Oh, I've got a brain fog here.
Happens to the best of us, Paul.
What's the radio stations and whatever? What's that app?
Well, there's quite a few of those.
Well, two of them I was using. One is
Tune in.
I'm sorry. Tune in. Thank you. Tune in, and also the radio. Another one from one of the networks.
So what's exactly your question?
Has anybody else run into that? What happened to be with those apps? Not all the time, but if one or both of those apps happen to be open, they get pretty warm. The phone does, and it also drains the battery like really fast.
Could I ask which iPhone you're using, Paul?
17 Pro.
17 Pro. Okay. So is anyone having an issue with that particular phone, or I guess any of the other iPhones with iHeart, TuneIn apps or similar apps?
Gary?
Yeah,
I use iHeart and TuneIn a lot, among other radio apps, and I don't have a problem with it with my phone heating up. I don't think my battery usage is increased that much either, but I'll have to monitor that. What runs my battery usage are things like Dice World and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Good, Gary.
Randy. Happen all the time.
Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah. Is this happening when you're home where you have a good Wi-Fi connection, or maybe are you out and about and you're using cellular data when this happens?
Good
no,
question.
It's so low. It's Wi-Fi, and I've got a good strong signal. Like 500 in and 50 up. So that doesn't seem to be. It doesn't. Like I say, it doesn't happen all the time, but occasionally it's just kind of screwy.
This is John.
John.
I'm just wondering if you considered calling Apple Accessibility and doing a diagnostic to find out if there's anything hardware related, or if you're on the latest version of iOS, because I thought that with iOS 26.5.1, I thought it did address some battery stuff. And as a side note, there is a 0.2 update for security.
I think I've got that updated, but I'll check. And that was, and the next step was to call accessibility if nobody had run into it. So, thanks.
All right. You bet. Thanks for your question.
Linda?
Linda. We'll take one more and then we'll next question.
Yes, going back to Chris's question, another label thing is called speech label, SPEECHLABEL.
Okay.
And that's the name of the app. And you can buy the labels from them. I think you get 100 labels. They're like about an inch square, and you can record on them. And I think it's about $24 when you order through them for the labels.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Linda. That's a great idea.
It's Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you, Linda. I'll look into that. As far as
Hmm.
Paul's question, I have a 17 Pro as well, and it did get hot every now and then. And so I went under the background app refresh, and even though I had turned it off in the main setting, when I looked at it, I had to go through each one and undo that background app refresh for each app. I had to go and turn it back on and then go through each app, turn it off for each app, and then go back and do the master switch to turn it off. And I think that helped.
All right. Great. Well, good luck to you with that, Chris. All right. Let's go to a new topic, a new question. Who would like to be next?
It's Barry here. I have a question. I had the Samsung S26 Ultra and it comes with a stylus pen. What exactly can the stylus pen do other than tap the screen to open apps and whatnot? Because it's got like a button on the top you can press up and down.
What did you say you had, Barry? I missed that.
S26 Ultra.
Okay.
So it's a Samsung.
This is Herbie.
According to what I
That's an Android.
Yeah, that's
phone.
actually, we're talking Android, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Scratch that question.
We do have the Android calls, the Android Insight call. That'd be a great question to pose, or you can also post it on our Facebook group anytime, Barry.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot this was
No
iPhone
problem.
friendly.
No problem.
It's
We
Betty.
appreciate you being.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Betty.
If you don't mind a quick answer to that question about a Samsung.
No, we need to save that. We need to save that
Oh,
for
we need
another
to
call,
save it?
Betty.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Super quick. Okay,
But yeah,
that's
we have a
fine.
call that's specifically for that. This is just for iOS only. But thanks
Android's a dirty word
for
here.
checking. Don't say the A word. All right. Let's move to a new question. Anything on iOS that we're having a problem with or have a suggestion for something that we like to talk about? Anyone?
Actually, I do have a follow-up question to the iHeart question.
Okay,
Does anyone know?
state your name. State your name first,
Barry?
please. Barry, go ahead.
Sorry, it's Barry. For
That's
the
all right.
iHeart app, does anyone know how to change the language back to English? Because mine's in French, and I don't speak French.
So your language button on the app went to French?
Yeah, when I installed it and the first time I used it, automatically started talk. The broadcast is in French, and I'm in Canada, and I'd like to speak English more than anything.
Okay.
But
Well,
the
that
music
might
is
be-
all English, just the commercials in between, the DJs talking, stuff like that.
And this is for all stations?
Just for the iHeart radio station app
This is
itself.
Herbie.
Go ahead, Herbie.
You said you were in Canada?
Correct.
So that would probably be why, because those commercials are location based. And so if you are in the French region of Canada, then that's probably why those commercials are in French, is, because it's a regional thing. So I think your only solution would be to move to an English part, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm on the West Coast. Can't get more English than that.
Well,
one more
Herbie,
step, I'm going to get my foot wet.
Have you asked? This is Herbie. Sorry. Just out of curiosity, do you know of anybody else in your area that uses iHeart? Because you could. Okay, because a great process of elimination thing would be to ask them what their commercials are, and that would really establish whether it's the regional thing, like I think it is, or if there is something specific to your phone. So.
Yeah, that's Herbie makes a good point. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Just briefly, most radio stations do what they call targeting advertising. So wherever you're listening from, I'm assuming that you have location services on when you're using the app,
Yes.
Barry. Okay. And that may be the reason, and that may have been something that changed recently. I don't know. But if it's targeting specific areas, it could be from where you are, that they are targeting areas that speak mostly French, and then a lot of the commercials are in French, but that's kind of how that works. But that may be why you're having that issue. So,
This is Brian.
Brian, do you have a suggestion?
No, just a quick thing is I use a radio and I'm in Ontario right next to
Okay.
Quebec, and it never happens for me. It's always in English. Unless I go to a French station. Yes, then it goes to French.
This is Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
I might suggest that when he downloaded the app, you probably inadvertently chose French instead of English. I'm sure it's available for everybody in Canada in both languages, so you just chose the wrong one. I'd go back and recheck to see.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Barry, or even just reinstalling the app if that doesn't work.
Never thought of that, to be honest with you.
So give that a shot and let us know how it comes out. Good question. Kind of a different question. We don't get that very often. So thanks, Barry. We appreciate it. All right, moving right along. We have 8 minutes until the halftime show, so we're on a good roll. Let's keep it going. Who has the next question or topic of iOS nature you'd like to talk about?
This is John.
John, let's see if someone else has a question. If not, I will come back to you. Okay? Let's see if there's anybody else that has something. Does anyone else have a question then? Something that's bothering them about an app or the iPhone itself? Okay, John, go ahead with your question.
So I'm going to preface this by saying, yes, I'm using iOS, and yes, I live in BC, Canada, but I'm still wondering, has anyone noticed any accessibility issues with the Prime Video app? I recently subscribed to City Plus, which is a Canadian network, but I did, and W Network, which is also or Stack TV, which is also a Canadian thing, but in the past, when I just wanted to use strictly Prime Video for like watching local stations, it would work. Now I feel like they kind of broke the accessibility because even though I can get channels to work with voiceovers, screen recognition, it's problematic that I have to do it that way when before it would just work. So I guess I'm just wondering if anyone's been affected by this south of the border.
All right. Yeah, we've been getting some great input from our Canadian friends tonight. So can any of them help John out on this one?
This is Ed.
Ed?
Actually, I just switched to Bell, and I have Prime Video on my, and I use a Fire Stick, John, and I keep hearing that they are working on better compatibility for us blind people, and it's something that they're trying, and it's getting a little better. I mean, you can use a Fire Stick and get talk back and do it with audio, but it's still really sketchy as to what you're doing. It doesn't give you enough feedback. But like I say, they're working on that program and trying to upgrade it. That's the only thing I can tell you. And I figured how to watch Reba, and I know there are a lot of problems and programs that I can watch, but you really have to do a lot of jumping through loops in order to get anywhere on that Prime Video.
All right. Good choice of shows there, Ed. All right. Does anybody else have any suggestions for John on that? Lack of accessibility issue. We're having the same issue.
Randy.
Randy, go ahead. I can barely hear you there. We can.
doesn't hurt to go into the feedback section of the app and see if you could. It doesn't always hurt to send them feedback about accessibility. It should be a higher line item on any feedback consumers get nowadays. Is
Yeah.
accessibility.
All right. Very good. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for the question. We have about 3 minutes left, so we still have time for at least one more question, maybe two if it's quick. So who'd like to go next? That's 3 minutes before our halftime show where we'll do introductions again and then, of course, have the big reveal of Friday night at the virtual movies. But between now and then, we can squeeze in another question. Who's next?
This is Greg.
All right, Greg, go for it.
The Netflix app on an iPhone, you can navigate through categories with by using heading navigation. But once I get to a heading like new on Netflix, then I used to be able to just flick right and go through everything, all the shows that were new on Netflix. I'm not having any luck doing that. I think it's probably something related to the Netflix app, but I'm just curious if anybody else is having that difficulty.
Okay. Who would like to help Greg out on the Netflix navigation there?
This is John.
John, let's hold off and see
yeah.
if someone else can weigh in, then I'll come back to you, okay? Anyone? It's had a similar issue or knows how to work around that.
Shazadi.
Shazadi, go ahead.
Just gonna ask you, do you know how to use, do you have screen recognition on your router?
Okay, Greg, did you get that?
Yeah, this is Greg. I do not have screen recognition turned on for when I'm looking at Netflix.
Go ahead, Shazadi.
Yes, if you can on your router have screen recognition and turn on screen recognition, that may help you to get around, because as John was mentioning, I think he had similar issue with his Amazon Prime and the way he's around with screen recognition. So if you add screen recognition and turn that on, that may help you get around, because I also have the same problem with Uber sometimes, and screen recognition may help you with that.
Okay, Greg?
Yeah, thanks. I'll try that.
All right. Any other suggestions? All right, well, that's a good suggestion. Go ahead and give that a try, Greg. And with that, well, we're just less than a minute before. Let's go ahead and get into the halftime show. And we'll, of course, have more questions on the other side. We'll have we'll do introductions here and then also the movie reveal. And then we'll have our iBUG Byte that I will be doing here in a few minutes, where we're going to talk about the select button on the email app. But right now, if you didn't get introductions the first time when we started the call, now's your chance. Tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Somewhere in Texas.
Somewhere. All right. Welcome.
This is Linda.
All right. Linda and Vern, welcome.
Linda from Illinois.
All right. Welcome, both of you.
Hi, it's Vanessa, Georgia.
Welcome.
Cheryl, Ohio.
Welcome, Cheryl. And I heard someone else in there too. Welcome.
This is Ed from Georgetown, Ontario.
All right. Welcome, Ed.
Rosetta Stone, Conyers, Georgia.
All right. That's welcome.
Thomas in Colorado.
Thomas, welcome to you.
Elizabeth in Newfoundland, Canada.
Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Anybody else that didn't get in the first time that would like to say who they are and where they are from? Going once, going twice, and sold to the highest bidder. All right. Well, let's move into the movie reveal. I will throw the microphone over. Well, okay, I won't throw the mic. I don't want to hurt him. But is the iBUG guy out there by chance? Hello, iBUG guy. underwater there, iBug guy?
Yes. I just got hit in the head with a microphone. Oh, no. All right. Thank you, Stephen. Yes, we are going to find out what tonight's movie is. But first, we're going to have a little fun fact. Who in here likes Coke? Like Coca-Cola Coke?
Yep.
All right. Anybody else? I got one.
Yes.
Just yell out yes. Okay.
Yeah.
How about Diet Coke fans? Any Diet Coke fans?
No.
There's got to be at least one.
Yes.
All right. I got a yes. All right. Anyway, as probably most of you know, Coke is loaded with sugar. They say, if you want to go look at it, it's about 39 grams of sugar. That's like 12 teaspoonfuls in a 12-ounce can of Coke.
Wow.
And versus what's in a Diet Coke, of course, that's sweetened with aspartame, and you can use very little because it's like 200 times the sweetness, whatever you call that thingy. So it only uses 0.2 grams. Oh, here's something. Did you guess what? If you throw both a can of Coke and a Diet Coke in a pool of water, what's going to happen?
Make a mess of the hole.
Will sink.
The Coke will sink and the Diet Coke will float.
Oh, wow.
Who all knew that? And that relates back again to the sugar content versus the aspartame. That sugar makes it a lot higher density. Those of you who know physics, the density, higher the density, its density then becomes higher than the density of water, and so it's going to sink. Whereas the Diet Coke, its density is lower than the density of water. So it floats. There you go. Fun fact for this week.
How about that?
What about Coke Zero?
Coke Zero will probably also float, but we don't know. That wasn't part of this test. Good thing for you to go try. Who was that?
I have a fun fact.
What's that?
In high school, there was this girl I liked, and I made the mistake of shaking a bottle of Coke on her bed and flooding her bed.
No.
On her bed?
Yeah, and you know what? She still went out with me. I don't know how the heck that happened. That's my contribution to the fun fact for the evening.
All right. Let's get on with the next part. You know, we are talking about
Oh boy. Does he actually get smaller when he does that? You know, like Alice?
I don't know, but
I've always wondered that.
Wait. Here it
What did he say?
I said, do you actually get smaller when you disappear like that?
Oh, it's kind of like a helium balloon.
Yeah, okay.
Takes off. All right, here we go. We've got some clues to try to guess what this week's movie's going to be. We just want the title. If you've been a winner in the last 3 weeks, you're not eligible. If you're in the bullpen, one of the iBUG volunteer staff type people, you're not eligible. You're in the bullpen, and we might bring you in later in the clue roundup. All right, here we go. No, we got some more rules. There are going to be 5 clues, 1 guess per clue. We want you to say your name, wait to be acknowledged before you try to guess what the clue may be. And Sonia's going to tell you what that other one that I can never remember. What's that other rule?
No outside help.
No outside help. No assistance, no digital AI, whatever. No people sitting beside you. No call a friend, none of that. So here we go with clue number 1.
Must you do that?
Our film this week takes place At the beginning, anyway, in an industrial Midwestern town. Oh, I forgot. In the 1960s.
That makes a difference.
Our film this week starts out, or takes place in the beginning, in an industrial Midwestern town in the 1960s. Okay. That one went over well. Let's move on to clue number 2. The major themes. Ooh, I love the themes. The major themes of the film center around family, hard work, ambition, and success. That sounds like some great values. Family, hard work, ambition, and success are the major themes of our film tonight, or this week, Friday night. Anybody? How many people got here tonight? Almost 60, 59, not counting duplicates out there and other people that are just sitting here joining in. They don't even know where they are. They just clicked on a link and, ooh, what's this? This sounds interesting. I should join in. Okay, moving on to clue number 3. Oh, look at here. This might give it away. A legendary singer becomes one of the characters' good friends.
What?
A legendary singer becomes one of the characters' good friends.
Imaginary friend?
I don't know. Could be. We don't know for sure. I just read them. I don't write them.
Well, that's up for debate.
Anybody, any
guys, 60
smart people out there? Any
Maybe
people?
a genre?
Say your name. We need to have your name first. Who's this?
I'm not guessing. I want to just know, is there a music genre
No, I can't tell you.
for the artist?
Music genre for the artist.
Oh, that's not the clue. There's no supplemental.
I'm trying.
All right.
They're very trying.
You get an A for trying. All right, we're moving wrong, you guys. All right, 4. Oh, this is another great clue. Traveling man. We see one of the characters taking a walk on the moon. Wow. Ooh, that's pretty ambitious. We've been in space a lot lately.
Is it Project Hail Mary?
We've seen it. You don't get to guess.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
eligible. You're in the bullpen.
Sorry.
Anybody? All right. I can't believe nobody's even got a guess. All right, we're moving right along.
We have, 59 people on this call?
60.
Yep. 60 people.
60
There's
now.
people that know that want to guess, but they just don't know how to unmute themselves.
Robert?
Oh, that's one thing I forgot to say. Everybody can stay unmuted during this portion, as long as you don't have background noise or little talky things going off. All right.
I think I heard Robert. Sorry.
Oh,
this Sunday.
Robert.
Yeah, you did.
Is it the right stuff?
The right stuff. Oh, I see. Robert is got his thinking cap on. Robert is Good try, Robert. Next time around. Wrong stuff this time, but good try. All right. Anybody else? You just have to throw something out there, just like Robert. You never know where to land. Hopefully on the right stuff. Okay, here we're moving on to clue number 5. One of the characters went on a really bad tour around the world. One of the characters went on a really bad tour around the world. Oh my gosh.
Bad tour?
Here, Stephen didn't write
Jody,
these
can the
clues.
bullpen answer yet?
All right, we're going to open it up to... Hold on.
What?
I got to get my opening music. Oh, I don't have it keyed up. Shoot. There's supposed to be a bunch of bulls running out. But anyway, bullpen, come on out.
This is Jody.
Say your name. Oh, Jody.
Is it Space Cowboys?
Space Cowboys. Oh, that would be so good, but we've already seen that one. Good try, good try.
Good guess, Jody.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Randy. Apollo 13.
Apollo 13. Another one that went to the moon but didn't get to go out and walk on the moon. Good try, Randy. We've already seen that one too. Sorry.
Linda.
Anybody? Oh, we got a new player. Linda, where are you from?
Illinois.
Linda from Illinois. Wow. How long have you been coming to this meeting?
Well, this is the first time for this one, but I was on Two Truths and a Lie, and I was on Saturday afternoon's meeting. So I am new.
Oh, I remember you. I remember Linda. She kept hassling us on Saturday.
I don't think this is going to be right, but that thing you do?
That thing you do. Okay, we got too much toilet humor here. Good try, Linda. You are a good...
That was a good movie, if anyone remembers that.
Yeah, we're going to maybe even put it on our list. Send in a suggestion. iBugtoday@gmail.com if you'd like to suggest any movies.
Move along.
All right. I can see we're not getting very far here. Should I recap all the clues real quickly? Real quick. Setting is, or at least in the beginning of the film, a Midwestern industrial town in the 1960s. The major themes: family, hard work, ambition, and success. A legendary singer becomes one of the characters' good friends. We see one of the characters taking a walk on the moon, and one of the characters went on a really bad tour around the world. All right, moving on. Oh, that's all 5 clues. I guess we're not going to get anybody.
I'll take a shot at it. It's Barry here.
All right, Barry, come on down.
A raisin in the sun?
A raisin in the sun. Oh, man, Barry. Oh, man, you are so close, man.
This for Richard?
Okay.
Yeah.
An apple in the sun.
Prune. Okay. Oh, Richard. Yes, sir.
I do believe this is the name of it, and it sounds like you're talking about Michael Jackson, Moonwalker. I think that's the name of that movie.
Moonwalker. Oh,
Michael.
Richard's going off in a totally other direction.
I think that's the name of that movie. I can't remember.
All right. Well, Richard, unfortunately, that's not the movie. Good try, good try. But Richard was so close. Oh, I've just been handed a bonus clue. Bonus. Oh, Liz jumps in at the last minute.
Yeah, if that that answer was close. The actual name of the movie that came out is called Michael.
Michael? I thought that was an old movie starring that guy from Room 222. Nope.
No, not it.
Oh, you're talking about the Michael movie that just came out. That one.
Yeah.
Well, that would almost fit with this other bonus. One of the characters became known as the King of Pop. And ding, 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 yes, we will be watching the new Michael Jackson docudrama.
All right, Liz, good job.
All
right, Liz. Brand new movie.
Way to
Oh,
go,
that's so
Liz.
I hear that movie is bad.
That's what he went on a bad tour.
It will surpass some other one on about music.
Yeah,
some rock band.
It surpassed Freddie Mercury, Queen's, Bohemian Rhapsody film.
Yes, that's the one. That's the only reason I knew it.
It outgrossed it. And so this, just came out several months ago. It's rated PG-13, about 2 hours, 7 minutes. It's directed by Antoine Fuqua and stars, guess who? Jafar Jackson, Michael's nephew.
Yeah.
Through, I think, under Jermaine was his son. He had to be approved by Mother Jackson, Catherine Jackson, before he could play the part, who happens to be played by Nia Long, and his father, Joe Jackson, played by Coleman Domingo. So we've got a great cast and lots of good times coming up this Friday night. Oh my goodness! Oh, look at here! We got to give a prize to Ms. Liz.
Yeah, she's a smooth criminal. She took my guess.
Liz.
Well, yeah, thank you for the help on the guess.
I get half the credit.
But there was I think an old docu-pic that was called Moonwalker. That's just not the one we're going to watch. Oh, if you remember, what was the name of the place where Michael lived back in the 80s, 90s?
Go ahead.
Anybody remember?
Moonwalker Ranch.
Neverland Ranch.
Neverland, yeah.
Neverland, yep.
But after 2005, Michael never returned there after he got away with his
problems.
Some legal difficulties.
Move along, please.
And then after that, they tore down the amusement park and the zoo and took all that away and put the property up for sale. It was valued at $100 million, but it could never sell for many years. Finally, in 2020, it was sold for $22 million. And guess what, Liz? We were able to get that property, and we've had the amusement park restored for the blind and visually impaired. We have
He's hosting the whole back.
We have a zoo just for people with disabilities and vision. And we've renamed the park Vision Beyond Ranch. Vision Beyond Ranch.
Come on out, everybody.
You will get a free year of staying at the ranch, all expense paid, waited on every day, free food.
Wow.
Watch out for the crocodile.
You just have to
Yeah.
figure out how to get there. Nobody knows where it's located.
Where's that? Okay.
Nobody knows where it's located.
It was moved after
right.
it never came.
So she has to find
Okay,
it.
I think that's about it for me. I must be on the road back to wherever I came from.
Back to
Everyone
Neverland.
have a good bye.
All right. I think I'm unmuted now. Am I?
You were not unmuted, but thanks for asking.
All right. That's good, Herbie. Well, thank you, iBug guy. So now that we have the big reveal out of the way, along with other, shall we say, festivities along with it, it's time for our iBug Byte. And I have something to share regarding the select button in the native Mail app on iOS. So let me fire up and let's give it a listen. On today's iBug Byte, I'm going to show you how to use the select button in the native Mail app on iOS and the number of things you can do once you select either all the messages in that folder or just a few of them. So I am currently in my email. I use Gmail, so I'm in the native Mail app. And I'm in the junk folder because I tend to check my junk folder, if not every day, at least pretty regularly, because there have been those occasions where something really important gets in there and I want to make sure that it isn't deleted or that I haven't forgotten it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch the top of the screen with a 4-finger single tap just to go to the top of the screen here.
Mailboxes, back button.
All right, so I'm on the back button, and if I swipe once to the right here, let's see what we have.
Select button.
All right, there is your select button. So it is
Mailboxes.
the
Select
second from the left there if you're at the very top of the screen. Now, if we keep going.
Junk, heading.
All right, it tells me what folder I'm in. I'm in the junk folder.
5 unread, heading.
It tells me if I swipe once to the right, I have 5 unread messages in here. And then we get to the messages.
Messages, unread. RBA, window consultation, looking for energy efficient windows? Estimate from renewal by Anderson.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not looking for new windows. Thank you very much. So you can tell it's definitely in the junk folder. It needs to go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the top of the screen.
Mailboxes, back button.
The back button, and then if I swipe once to the right, I'm going to get to the select button.
Select button.
Now, once I double tap on the select button,
select cancel button.
It puts me on the cancel button, but that is not at the top of the screen. If I swipe once to the left here,
select all button.
It tells me I can select all the messages in this folder if I want to. If I swipe one more time to the left,
select all, but select
that's all.
Button.
Okay, so the select all is actually the first button you come to at the very top of the screen once you hit the select button. Now, I don't want to select all. I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's swipe to the right a little bit more here.
Cancel button.
There's the cancel button like we just saw.
Junk, heading.
Again, it tells me what folder.
Updated just now, heading.
It tells me it's just now updated.
Messages, unread. RBA, window consultation.
All right, it gives me the messages again. Now, let's say I don't want to delete all of those messages. I just want to delete, say, maybe a couple of them. So I'm on this first message here, RBA, whatever it was called. I'm going to double tap on it, and it'll see what it does here.
Selected, unread. RBA, window consultation, looking for energy efficient.
Okay, so it selected it. That means I can do a number of actions once I'm ready to. Let me swipe once to the right again.
Unread. GLP-1 access. Get prescribed online in under 5 minutes. Yesterday. Join Skinny Real Result.
All right, I definitely don't need to be skinnier. All right, let me double tap on that message.
Selected, unread. GLP-1.
Okay, so it selected that message. So you can go through each of these messages and select as many or as few as you want. Now, there are only 5 messages in here, but what if I were in a folder that had, I don't know, 6,200 and something? I actually do have one mailbox that has that many. I don't want to swipe through and select all, all these messages. But anyway, if I just want to do a couple of these, let's just do a couple of these. I'm going to do a 4-finger single tap at the bottom of the screen and go to the very bottom here.
Toolbar, delete button.
All right, my delete button is on the very bottom of the screen. If I swipe left, let's see what else I can do with these messages.
Move button.
I can move them.
Mark button.
I can mark them, which if you hit the mark button, it will take you to do a number of things, like you can move to a new folder, you can flag, you can mark as read. And so I can do that. Now, if I swipe to the left again,
messages, unread.
I'm getting back into the group of messages, and it doesn't actually put you always at the very end of the last message in the folder. So, all right, well, I want to delete those 2 messages that I just did. So I'm going to go back to the bottom of the screen here, 4-finger single tap.
Toolbar, delete button.
I'm going to delete them. So I'm going to double tap on delete.
Delete. Compose button.
Now, it got rid of those messages. It didn't ask me if I was sure because I'm in my junk folder. I believe in other mailboxes it will ask you, are you sure? But when you're in the junk, it puts them in the trash folder is where mine goes. And then I can empty out the trash folder. All right. So let's see, what other messages do I have in here?
Mailboxes,
I'm going to go back to the very top here and swipe to the right.
Select 3 unread. Messages, unread.
Okay, so now I have 3 unread.
Messages, unread. Ancestry, last call telephone, unread. Houston Chronicle, 99 cents for 6 months.
Yeah,
Sale ends today.
yeah, I do get stuff from the Houston Chronicle sometimes too.
Unread. Cursive 62, warning sign. Warning, failure notice. Greater than we've blocked your account.
All right, so that is definitely a phishing scam thing. Whatever account they're talking about, it has not been blocked. So now what I could do, and I wouldn't even have to use the select button to do this, I can swipe up with 1 finger and do different things.
Delete.
I can delete.
Drag item.
Drag the item.
Read later.
Read later.
More.
Or there's a more button where you can do other things.
Flag.
Flag.
Mark is red.
Mark is red.
Activate. Default.
Activate. Now you can do a number of these without using the select button, but I usually use the select button if I want to do just, certain messages, or I'm going to go ahead and cancel. I'm going to get out of select here for a second.
Select, but 3 unread. Select button.
I'm going to hit the select button again here.
Cancel button.
Now, at the very left, if I scroll to the very left here.
Junk Gmail. Heading. Select all button.
At the very top of the screen is your select all button. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Deselect all.
All right, so once I've selected it, it also gives that button becomes the deselect button. So in case you come to a message or maybe you decided, no, wait, I don't want to select all these messages, you can deselect. But let's see what happens now when I swipe to the right with these remaining messages.
Cancel 3 unread. Messages selected, unread. Ancestry selected, unread. Houston Chronicle selected, unread. Cursive 62.
All right, so all of those messages are selected. What do I want to do with them? Well, I don't want to keep any of these messages. I don't need them, don't want them. So I'm going to delete them all. So I'm going to go to the very bottom of the screen here.
Toolbar, delete button.
And I'm going to hit the delete button.
Delete, alert. Are you sure you want to delete all the messages in the mailbox?
Okay, now that time it did ask me, do I want to delete all these messages in the mailbox? Well, I do, so I'm going to swipe once to the right.
These messages will be deleted from all your devices.
Tells me it's going to be deleted from all my devices. Swipe right again.
Cancel button.
Cancel. If I decide, no, I really don't want to do that.
Delete all button.
Delete all. If I double tap on delete all,
messages.
Those messages are no messages. They're gone. So those are a few things that you can do with the select button. You can select specific messages. You can hit select all and take action with all of those messages, whether they be delete, move, flag, what have you. And hope that is useful to you. And that is today's iBUG Byte. All right. Well, there you go. Now you've got some pointers on how to use the select button in the Native Mail app. Are there any questions about the demo?
This is Brian.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, when you'd use the move, like an example in the junk mail. If you use the move button and put them in the inbox, will it mean the next time that company sends you something, because mine always ends up in junk mail, even
It
though I
should.
removed it.
Yeah, it should. That is one way, like if you get something in the junk folder that you want to keep getting, I've had this happen before. If you move it to the inbox, it is supposed to do that. I've actually done it. Well, I've done it once and it has worked. So I don't know if it does it all the time, Brian, but yes, it should do that if you
Yeah, well, I
move to
never use
inbox.
the move button. I usually use the drag button.
Right.
And
yeah, either or.
Maybe the drag doesn't work.
Yeah, if you do move to inbox, it is supposed to basically notify that you don't want that being put in junk mail, that you want it to go into your inbox.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
All right. Thank you. You bet. Any other questions about the demo? Hope it was pretty self-explanatory there. Just the minute I didn't go over all the things, obviously, that different ways you can manipulate email messages using the select button, but just the few basic highlights of things that we do most. Any other questions before we get back to our regular call? All right, then. Well, let's open up to regular questions. We had a great first hour, so let's keep it going. Have a great second hour. We've got about 27 minutes left, so time for plenty more questions. What's on your mind? What is the next question? First one of this hour. Remember, there are no dumb questions around here. All good ones. Any new apps that you have tried or that maybe you've been having trouble with? An old app that suddenly has betrayed you?
This is Cindy.
Go ahead.
I was using Pluto TV for a movie and it was audio described and I didn't request that. And I wondered if the fact that I'm using VoiceOver clued it in.
Okay, so you weren't using it and now you're getting audio description?
No, I watched a movie like last night on Pluto TV and it was audio described and I didn't request that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's through the Pluto app, correct?
Right.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any idea of how that came about? Did you not want? Go ahead, John.
As memory serves, there is a system-wide setting somewhere in settings, probably in the accessibility section, that turns on audio description across the board on all apps. So if you've got it turned on, it'll work for Apple TV and Netflix, etc. So you may have that turned on, and Pluto picked that up and used it.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. So were you not wanting audio description or are you happy that it was there?
No, I was thrilled it was there. I just don't know how it got there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other comments about that particular?
Brad.
Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I have not used Pluto TV, but what he said was correct. There's an accessibility setting, and it's possible that that's what Pluto is using. But you also, I know others, you said Netflix. I know Netflix does not use that setting. A lot of them, you need to go in there to your language, and you'll find, of course, your language will be English, but you'll look for something like English plus AD or English plus audio description, something like that. And you might check that. I don't know. I don't see that app doing that on its own. But you can, in a lot of other apps, like I know Netflix, Prime, Amazon Prime Video, you need to set it that way. But yeah, it's possible that you have a audio description turned on in your accessibility settings, and that would be real cool to know that Pluto app uses that.
And somehow that setting must have gotten changed recently. That's possible. All right. Randy, go ahead.
And it may be also possible that not every movie that Pluto streams will have audio description. It's more based on production of the movie and the after for the audio description to be available. So it's good to find it when you get one.
Yeah, that is correct. And if it's there, it'll show up. All right. Well, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving right along. Who has the next topic? Different topic.
Valencia?
Valencia, go ahead.
Okay, I'm super late, so you might have mentioned this before. Just a comment. Apparently, Verizon Wireless has done away finally with their upgrade and activation fees for devices. So I think they should have done that years ago, but just for people to know.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Val. All right. Who has a new question, a new comment or topic, something that you are having a problem with or something you've discovered?
This is John.
Go ahead, John.
So just let me know if I'm not allowed. I was wondering if I could cycle back to your iByte about the select button.
Okay.
So an important note for the iPad users. I don't know if I've seen this in other folders, but when I'm using my iPad and I'm in the all inboxes anyway on the native Apple Mail app, you have to tap on more before you can get to the select button. It's a little different from iOS, whereas on iOS, I think the select button is clear and visible. You don't have to tap more before you get to select.
Well, that's a good point, John. I probably should have said what iPhone I was using, because there are some differences between iPhone and iPad in some apps. I use a iPhone 15 Pro to do that demo, so that's a good point.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Let's move on. Next question. New topic.
This is Jody.
Okay, Jody, go ahead.
I just want to make a quick comment. There's an app called Here Light, which is a light level indicator. Apparently, it's very sensitive for even LED lights.
Oh, okay. And what was the first? What was the first word?
Here, HEAR.
Oh, Here Light.
LIGHT. Yeah. Of course, the Seeing AI has a light level indicator too, but this is just a specific app for that purpose.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. I have not heard of that. We'll have to check that out. And it's free. Well, that's always good. It's free. Those are the best words right there, Jody. Thank you very much. We appreciate that suggestion. All right. We're zipping along here, aren't we? Let's keep it going. Who's next?
This is Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
Just a question on when I want to send an email and I want to ask the S lady to send an email for me, and I get to the body of it and I start to talk and I say a sentence and I want to say more than what I've said my sentence. How do you pause, or do you just say pause, or do you say period and then she asks for more, or how can you extend it? Because it seems that you get to a certain point and she'll say ready to send and you either send it or how do you extend that? What language do you use?
Excellent question, Ed. It's very important. Got to get the wording right. So who would like to help Ed out with how you tell Siri to pause, not send the message or stop, but pause it? Anybody? Ed, what have you experienced? Have you just stopped and let her say, do you want to send, or have you tried different words or phrases?
Well, I always get in there and I get so wound up in what I'm trying to say. And then if you hesitate for any more than a second or so, she says ready to send, and
right.
It really doesn't give you an option to carry on or say more. And if you say more, she just ignores you anyway.
Yeah.
Jody.
Have you tried? Go ahead.
Well, when she says you're ready to send, just say no.
So if you send,
yeah, go ahead, Ed.
That will leave the field open for future dictation.
All right. Go ahead, Ed.
Well, I've tried that. Like she'll say, "Are you ready to send?" And if you say no, she just cancels it. Like
Right.
she doesn't give me any options to adding to it.
All right. Does anyone have an idea of, is there a way you can say
Azadi?
Siri? Asadi, go ahead.
I was gonna say Siri is excellent for like texting someone, and from my experience, like to actually just go and send email is better because Siri is done for something like quicker and sending a message and stuff. When you try to do an email and you pause, generally you should just consider that you're done. Like that's how it works, from my understanding.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Sadaji. I'm having problems. You're not as crystal clear as you usually are. You're a little bit muffled, so
Yeah,
I'm
you want to repeat
having
that
trouble
for him,
understanding.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, that's better. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying that generally, like with Siri, how I understand is that Siri is done for like quick texting and stuff, but like for emailing and stuff, when you try to do it, like when you're pausing, it will just send it quickly because it's not meant for that. Like for emailing, you might just want to go and use your email native app because there you can pause and do many things, right? With Siri, it doesn't give you that functionality. It's meant for more something quick or something you
Like
want to
text.
text like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Shazadi. That's a good point. Anyone else having that same issue? Okay, we're getting some background noise, so please mute yourself if you would, please. Unless you're wanting to answer the question. Anybody?
This is Cindy.
Cindy, go ahead.
Well, I'm finding using Siri for like texting versus using the message field. I have a lot more time to put a much longer message using the message field versus using Siri. I don't know if that's an option in email as well.
Are you referring just to the dictation button or?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he was wanting to try to use Siri to do the email itself, but I think both of you are right. I think it's what Shazadi was saying, that it's better in text messages for shorter things, but for the email format doesn't seem to fit for Siri, at least for right now. Hopefully that will change in the future. I mean, if you can do it for one, you should be able to do it for all, but they didn't ask me. But Ed, I hope that helps. Thanks for your question. Let's move on to you bet. So let's move on to another topic here. Who has a new question or new topic of discussion?
This is Desi.
Desi, go ahead.
I just wanted to say something regarding that app that Jody was talking about. It is, and if I misheard you, Jody, please forgive me. But the name of the app is actually Hear the Light. Excuse me. And when you get it, it's very sensitive. It's pretty cool. I haven't used it a lot. I just got it the other day, but after I thought you said hear light, I went to look and make sure and it does say hear the light. So if anybody wants to look for that, you'll have a better time finding it.
All right, Jody, is that the one you were referring to? Go ahead.
Actually, the header says hear the light, but then it says hear light, and then it says get. So I suppose you.
Oh well, what I'm talking about. This is Desi again. Sorry.
Go ahead, Desi.
What I'm talking about is when in your apps on your screen, when you're going through your apps, if you're looking for it, it says hear the light, and so if you want to find it in the App Store, if you put in hear the light, you won't have too much confusion. Anyway, that's all.
Yeah, that's a good point, Desi. Sometimes, I notice a lot of apps I download, it may have one name, like let's just use Hear Light for an example. If I type in Hear Light and that comes up, once I've downloaded it and I go to my home screen, it changes the name of the app slightly, or it may add a word, or it may even take away a word. So that is something that does happen. I've noticed it on quite a number of apps. It's not exactly the same name that you find when you search it in the App Store. So that's a good point. All right.
This is Sean.
Moving on up. Who has a new question? New topic?
Marty.
Hey, Marty, go ahead.
So, my phone, so when I do like the app switcher, you do the 3 clicks up, and I can tell that it's in the app switcher because I hear like the tones, but the phone doesn't say VoiceOver doesn't say app switcher. Like I have to kind of actually move up a little bit, and then I'll hear like say I have settings open. It will say settings, you know, but it doesn't like it does. It used to say, VoiceOver used to say app switcher if I did the motion properly, and it doesn't do that now. Like there's a few other instances where VoiceOver doesn't give you all that information.
When did that start happening to you, Marty?
About maybe a week ago.
Okay. Was that after an update or just suddenly started happening?
It could have been after an update. I have the latest update, whatever it is, 26.4.1. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit later than that. Has anyone else had the same issue with Brad? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just checked. Mine's performing as usual. It will say app switcher. If I swipe up to the third pop and just sit there, it says lift for app switcher, or if I lift my finger up once it opens, it says app switcher. So I would suggest, Marty, you cycle VoiceOver off and then back on again, or better yet, restart your phone, and it may clear out whatever funny stuff it's doing.
Yeah, that's
Robert.
Marty, go ahead, and then Robert.
I was just going to say, do you think there's maybe a setting in VoiceOver they have made it inadvertently changed where it's not giving me that information? I will try what you say, Brad. That hopefully that would work.
All right. Go ahead, Robert.
So if Pete's on, he might be able to help me with this, but we discovered a few weeks ago here that one of Pete's favorite settings, which lets you change something so that you won't get advertisements and things like that so much on a web page. Someone discovered that if that setting, which I've forgotten what it's called at the moment, is turned on, you will not hear App Switcher, for example, when you open the App Switcher.
Okay, well, that's a good point. Jody, go ahead.
The setting, the thing in your rotor is toggle live region on and toggle live region off.
Live region, right. Yeah, I think we've had discussion about that before on this call when I've been on. I think recently they had a discussion of live region and how that was affecting it. But one thing I've also noticed, Marty, is when I've been using my phone a while, I've had a lot of apps open, and I go to the app switcher, it does the very same thing. It does not tell me that it's an app switcher. And I think what Brad was saying is if you turn VoiceOver on and off, or off and on rather, or I just restart my phone and maybe even close some apps if you have a bunch of windows open.
I usually pretty vigilant about that.
Yeah, me too.
Usually, yeah.
Sometimes I'm not. So, but that may also be the cause. But that's another good suggestion about the live region. That is an issue too.
Okay,
So,
you're saying if it's on, I might miss that. So turn that off,
right.
I guess. Okay.
No, vice
no,
versa.
it's the opposite, right? Is it the opposite?
Yeah, keep it on.
Yeah, keep it on.
This is
Not
Pete.
turn it off. Go ahead,
Right.
Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Toggle Live Regions and Announcements, and it's in your rotor items list. You can put it in your rotor and then turn it on and off easily there.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. Yeah.
This Robert.
Go ahead, Robert, and then we'll move along to another question.
So in other words, if you're not hearing App Switcher, turn off the Toggle Live Region and Announcements and see if you start hearing it.
Correct. Right, Pete?
Yes, turn the Toggle Live Regions and Announcements to the on position.
Yeah, you want it on, not off. It's
Right.
kind of
You want it on.
counterintuitive, but
Yeah, you want it on. Also, by the way, excuse me, Stephen, this is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
I don't hear my
when I click my action button on the top left to turn on and off my action button, which I have set to mute, or what's the opposite of the mute? Ringtone, the ring.
Yeah.
It won't read that either unless the live regions and announcements is in the on position.
Huh. That is very interesting. All right. Well, very good. Thank you all for that. Thank you for that question.
Thanks.
And Marty, and let's move along. We still have a little time left. My goodness, I can't believe almost 2 hours has gone by so quickly. It's flown by for me. We have about 7 minutes left. And then, of course, after that is the after buzz. Hope you can hang around for that and just have some more discussion of more informal topics and kind of get to know each other better. But between now and then, we have time for at least a couple more questions, maybe 3. So who'd like to be next? Now's your chance. New question. Anybody like to give it a shot? Well, I have something that I've been having trouble with regarding, well, it happens both in the Chat GPT and Gemini apps. When I'm using my Braille display, I go in and I do a new chat and I put in, whatever question I'm asking. Then I submit, and then I go down to the result, or the response rather, and I start reading it with my Braille display. But once it gets to, like, say, a list or headings of, what it's going to tell me, like if it's tell me how to install a product or something, or whatever it is, I notice that my Braille display will not go any farther. No matter what I do, the only way I can continue to advance it is to use my phone and swipe right and keep going. And my Braille display doesn't always catch up. So is anyone having that same issue? And are there any workarounds where I can, if I just want to read it on my Braille display, I don't want to have to use my phone without going back to VoiceOver and just reading it that way. Is anyone else having that same issue with, I've noticed it happens with Gemini, especially lately, but I've also noticed it's happened on the Chat GPT app. Just curious if...
This is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
Now, this obviously will not address your question because I don't use a Braille display, but I know just in flicking with VoiceOver, the Gemini app the responses are segmented into sections, and unless you do the read all, the swipe down with 2 fingers, it will stop at each section, and you have to keep flicking. So I don't know if that's indicative of what your Braille display is experiencing. Obviously not. It's not your Braille display.
Well, it might be, actually, Pete. That's a good point. That
I
could
don't
be...
have that same problem in ChatGPT, by the way.
Okay. You're talking about in Gemini, though.
In Gemini, right.
Okay. But that is a good point. It may be interrupting. If it's interrupting in VoiceOver, there could be something in the Braille translation that's making it do the same thing.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's a good point. Anyone else have a suggestion or a reason why that might be happening?
That's right.
Go ahead, Robert.
So you might experiment, and when it does that, if you haven't done it this way, Steve, go ahead and flick once on your phone to the right and see if your Braille display follows along then.
Sometimes most of the time it does not until it gets to another section. So yes, I have tried that. It will stay there. Like, I'll follow along and keep flicking, and the Braille display is still sitting there. And then when it gets to another section, then it catches up. But if I want to read that one section, that entire section on the Braille display, it just will not move it. So just wondering, Pete?
Does your Braille display have the equivalent of the 2 fingers swipe down, the read all?
I believe so. I haven't checked that command out.
Because that will cross through those sections and read continuously for me in Gemini using the phone 2 fingers swipe down.
Okay. Yeah, I will try that. I haven't actually given that a try, so that's a good point too. All right. Well, those are good suggestions, and I will give that a try and let you know if I'm having any other problems. All right. Well, we've got 3 minutes. So we still have time for one more question. Who's going to be, what is that they say? Save the best for last?
This is Annie.
Annie. All
Hi.
right. You've got it. Go ahead.
It's really not a question. It's just a comment. I had mentioned a couple times how, and it might be you already talked about it because I came late, but when I make a call, it goes to the focus, it goes to the timer. But recently that is gone. It's been fixed. So I don't know if that's with the new update. I don't see it anymore. So there's no focus on the timer anymore.
Ah, yes, that has definitely been a common annoyance that I've certainly gotten. Is anyone else still having that issue? Because I don't think I've been having it lately either, now that you mention it, Annie.
Yeah,
Anyone
it just
else?
disappeared.
Yeah, anyone else? Have they noticed it seems to be putting on a different focus now? Or is anyone still having the same issue?
This is Deb.
Go ahead, Deb.
Not having that issue, but I think I read something in one of those later updates that we've had that was resolved in that update. So hopefully that will be the case for everybody's use. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was definitely a common complaint. I'm sure a lot of people called into Apple Accessibility about that one. So maybe they have, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but hopefully they fixed it. Go ahead, Pete.
Just another tip. Somebody mentioned earlier, I think John did. There is an update, iOS update out that came out today. It is merely for bug fixes, security fixes, no bug fixes. It's 26.5.2, and it just came out today. It's not a big one, but for security updates, it's always advisable to update.
Yeah. Every little bit helps, you bet. Thanks, Pete. We appreciate it. And hey, I have really enjoyed this. I don't get to do this as often as some of you do, but thank you all so much for your questions and comments and responses.
Just like riding a bike, Stephen.
It really is. You just keep going, but it's
good job.
Everybody helps me out, so I really appreciate it. It's been enjoyable, but don't hang up, don't go anywhere, because the AfterBuzz is coming up next, and that is where we kind of loosen things up a little and just relax, talk about things going on in our lives, things that have nothing to do with technology or usual iBUG topics, no politics, no religion, just good old-fashioned over the backyard fence neighborly talk. So we will turn it over to the AfterBuzz, and I want to say thank you again to everyone. And
this is Terry.
Go ahead, Terry.
Before you do that, did you want to review the things for the week before we turn voiceover? I mean,
the recording off, right? Yes, that's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah, I can certainly do that. Of course, Thursday we have the Trekkie Talk, and they're doing the Voyager Season 4, Episodes 4 and 5. And of course, Friday at the Virtual Movies, we know that we're going to see Michael, that new movie that's coming out. And just a reminder that Saturday there will not be an iBUG Unplugged, as it is the 4th of July. So we're getting the unplugged people. We're going to unplug them and let them have the day off. So there will not be a iBUG Unplugged for the 4th of July, but it will return next month. So those are things going on this week. Kind of a light week, but we're getting into the first part of July, and when we get past the 4th, it'll pick up after the holiday. So again, thank you and good night. Julie, you can go ahead and
thank you, Stephen.
Up the reporting. Absolutely.